going back to SAP. So we are in partner function screen. So the conclusion here is our partner determination setup, new partner determination setup is working perfectly. So we are able to generate customer numbers with new number range, and we have also added mandatory partner functions automatically here into my customer master. Okay. So now what else to be discussed? So there are multiple options, mandatory options in PDP. Okay. Now see, first we go with PDP, then prerequisites. So guys, I request you all to by default set your videos switched off. Okay, there is a setting in Zoom meeting, so maybe I'll explore it if I can stop videos of participants so that it can be easy for us. Every time we don't have to start your video. I mean, it is by mistake, I know. You have to switch off that video. Okay, that's okay, no problem. So get back into business. So first we'll go with partner functions. That is the first step, right? We will go with partner functions. See here, you have a partner type field here. Actually, this partner type identifies the type of the partner, either whether it is a customer or vendor or any other logical partner system or anything. Since our requirement is to create a customer, right? I mean, these partners are used in customer master. That is the reason it is KU here. Okay, I'll just close it. KU means customer. Then there is one more field called unique button here. This is a check mark here, unique. Unique means alone, I can say. Your sold to party is unique. That means in customer master, let's say I have another partner, sold to party, who is this guy, right? If I enter a sold to party number, different sold to party number, along with the existing sold to party, that means I have two sold to party partner functions here. So the rule is here, one customer should have to have only one sold to party. That is the reason sold to party is marked with unique option, unique checkbox. This unique checkbox helps to eliminate the second sold to party in customer master numbers. If I remove this unique button here, you can enter multiple sold to parties, multiple numbers, customer numbers with sold to party partner function. Now see, I'll enter ship to party. Instead of SP, I'll enter partner function ship to party. That will be allowed here. See here, you have multiple ship to parties because if you go to ship to party partner function in configuration, that is not marked as unique. So this is the reason system allows multiple ship to parties in customer master. So multiple sold to parties are not allowed because your sold to party is unique. As per business rules, you have to have only one sold to party, and in SAP we have a setting to achieve that using unique button, unique check mark. Got it? So remaining all like ship to party, bill to party. See, bill to party also there is no unique button checked, and payer. So unique button is not marked for payer as well. So that means you cannot have multiple sold to parties in a customer master number. That is the reason we mark sold to party partner function with unique checkbox, and ship to party, bill to party, payer can be multiple numbers. These partners can exist multiple times. Multiple partners can have for these functions. Shift to party can be multiple shift to parties can have and can be added to a sold to party. Similarly, a customer can have multiple bill to parties, multiple payers, because they are not higher in hierarchy. Sold to party is higher level customer. I can say higher level partner function. So he is leader for all these other partner functions like ship to party, bill to party, payer. That is the reason sold to party should be marked with unique checkbox. Okay. Then other option to explore here is they are in partner determination procedure, partner functions in procedure. When you place partner functions in partner determination procedure, okay, I need to select PDP first, then here. So you have this not modifiable and mandatory. See, not modifiable. I have marked not modifiable for sold to party. That is the reason it is grayed out. You cannot change this. If I mark not modifiable for payer and save it, if we create a customer number, new customer number, okay, you can see not modifiable option for payer as well. You cannot change payer. What if I want to add? You can add new payers, multiple payers. So if I save a number here, let's say go to XD02. You cannot edit this number, but you can add multiple another payer here. Let's say this guy. Previous number as payer. I'm adding previous customer number as payer. You can add multiple payers because payer is not unique. But because of not modifiable, once you enter a payer number, you cannot change that. If you want to delete a partner function, just select this number here. Place cursor in any line, then click on this delete option. This is delete. See, this option is delete here. That is deleted. So that is one another option. Now, so that you know the use of not modifiable checkbox now. And this field is called mandatory. Okay, mandatory. This is not modifiable. See, not modifiable. Description of this field is not modifiable. And this is mandatory. Mandatory function. So at the time of customer master creation, system is adding all these partner functions here because I mark these partner functions, sold to party, ship to party, bill to party, payer as mandatory partner functions. Let's say I'll remove all these options here. Only sold to party is mandatory. Now try to create a customer number. Sorry, I have to go to XT01, not BA01. By mistake, I have one, I guess. XT01, create a new customer. Even before you save the customer number, you can see whether all partners are coming or not. Go to partner functions. So you have only sold to party because I marked only sold to party as mandatory partner function. So these are the main options in partner determination configuration. Partner type, unique, not modifiable, and mandatory. I'll just list them out here. Okay, in run notes. Let it go up. Okay. So too much inconvenient systems. Now, so here in define partner functions tab, you will have partner type. It identifies whether a partner is customer or vendor or something else. Then in this, you have one more field that is unique. That makes a partner entry only once in customer master number. And when you place partner functions in PDP, you have two more options. That is not modifiable, and second option is mandatory function. So you know the uses now. This is about your partner determination procedure. So is it clear? Any doubts in this part? The later part, partner determination procedure. We don't have any doubts?
No, Prasad.
I'll just give path to this and we'll go back to prerequisites. So we have other, okay. So I have accessed this partner determination procedure through a T code called VOPAN. You can also access through SPRO navigation. Go to SPRO, IMG, okay. Sales and distribution, basic functions, partner determination. Check where you have where you find partner determination. This one. This is the path. Set up partner determination. Here you have to choose set up partner determination for customer master. So let's say I'll copy this as it is. So just to follow, I don't think I can copy it. If I copy it, that will be good. So I can. Okay. Now, okay, so set up partner determination. I'll try to copy this. No, I cannot copy. I'll just write it. So better to SPRO. I mean, you can directly start with IMG. IMG SPRO, same now. SPRO, IMG, SD, sales and distribution, basic functions. Determination. We have one more option here. That is set up partner determination, and between those two steps. Set paths are also important sometimes. So my suggestion is remember T codes for all end user activities. Remember paths for configurations. But anyhow, you can explore both the options. If you are learning T codes and also paths for each T code, that would be fine. But at least remember one thing. For any object, either path or transaction code. So that is not a thumb rule. At least one you should remember. Either path or, let's say for PDP, you say VOPAN or the path, both are, okay. Either that or this one. If you learn both, that is also okay. Okay. Just by heart these paths, that will help you to explore more options instead of going with T codes. There won't be anything to learn in end user activities except creating documents. So go with transaction code, and for configuration activities, remember path instead of transaction code. So when you open it through path, you may explore more options, more settings. Okay. So that is one thing. Then, so come back to prerequisite step. So this prerequisites, first we explore path. So this will be in SPRO MG financial accounting. It is not part of SD. It is part of FI. From here, I need to check path. I don't remember it. Slash and reference IMG. So financial accounting. I don't remember the path because I don't frequently follow this path. Maybe only for integration activities I reach here. Financial accounting, account receivables and accounts payables, customer accounts, master data, preparation for creating customer master data, define account groups with screen layouts. Okay, this is where OBD2 comes. Then you can see create number ranges for customer master accounts. This is XDN1, and assign number ranges to customer account groups. This is your OBR. So if you want to display transaction codes here, you have a setting here. Go to additional information, again additional information, then go to display key, then IMG activity. So it takes little time. See here at the end, last 4 digits are your transaction code. First one OBD2, XDN1, OBR. This is how you can get the transaction code for a path in customization. Okay, let's write down the path here. FI. In FI, what we have? What is the next thing? Account AR and AP. I can say in short, account receivables and account payables. Customer master data and D, and these are the after that these are the steps with the same name you will have. So that is, you can easily understand it once you reach to this part. Okay, I don't know why I am getting this pop-up again and again. Okay. So that's it. So the main important thing here is your account group. So what is the use of account group? So your account group, let me open account group OBD2 100 here. See here, yeah. So this one-time account group is used in retail customers. Okay, to create retail customer numbers. One time means the use of this is, let's say I'll check one time account number for account check mark for this account group, and I'll create a customer master number. Check what differences you find here. Go to XDN1. Sorry. 0. Okay. Now see here. Okay. You cannot see this difference here in creating customer master number, but when you have a customer master number created with account group which is marked as one-time account, and if this customer number is assigned, I mean entered in sales order, this populates address tab. So okay, we do one thing. Just remind me at the time of sales order processing. We will explore this. Okay. Just for now, just remember this one-time account concept is used in retail industry. Okay, I'll show you examples also. That time you can better understand this. Now, go to other things like general data, company code data, sales area data. So these are the three major sections in customer master data, and click on each section. So the options will be same, but it will also display. Uh, there is a specific purpose of having these settings here. Let's say I have three main sections in customer master data: general data, company code data, and sales area data. Now, if you click on general data, system will display you all the tabs. Let's say I'll go to customer number. What is that? 500 000 5 zeros. Yeah. So if you go to general data, these are the tabs, right? You have almost 7 tabs here, and you also have 7 tabs here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 tabs here. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have only 7 tabs here. And now why I have 8 here? Address communication. Okay, this will have 2 tabs: address, and this is communication tab. Okay, that's okay. So communication tab is a separate one here. Then control tab, this is control data tab. Marketing, payment transactions, unloading points, contact person, and foreign trade. So these are the remaining sections, right? Tabs. Let's say this customer is a domestic customer. You want to remove this export data. You can remove this tab actually. Let's say I wanted to remove payment transactions tab because uh, I don't use payment transactions tab in my customer master number. What do you do here? Go here to this tab. You suppress all the fields in payment transactions. Suppress means remove. Okay. So when you suppress all the fields in particular tab in account group and save it, system will remove this tab from customer master. Okay. So I have removed. Okay, I have suppressed all fields in payment transactions tab in account group. Now I'm expecting if I open this customer number again, this tab will not appear here. That is what my expectation. Check now. It is not there. So that is one option to remove a tab from customer master number. Okay. Now you have other options like required entry, optional entry, display entry. Let's say go to address tab. So here all are optional. Okay. Now you wanted to make region as mandatory. Region means state. Okay. So after GST implementation, state became mandatory entry, right, in India. So any transaction should have in which state it is originating, right? So let's say with that requirement, keeping that requirement in mind, I am making region as mandatory. How I can make region as mandatory? I'll mark it as required entry. See, region is required entry now. Check what happens. Now go to XT02. I'll have the tick mark for region also. See here, I said right in the beginning of this session, wherever you have tick mark, watermark for a field, that is mandatory. That is this option. It is not available for all the configuration settings. This is only available in account group. Just remember that. Okay. Then what is optional entry? Optional entry is all these fields, whatever is in white background. So you may enter, you may not enter these values here for these fields. System will not check it. It checks whether all mandatory fields are filled or not. If all mandatory fields are filled, then you can proceed. So what is the use of having mandatory field? Without entering value in mandatory field, you cannot proceed. You cannot save this transaction. That is the use of mandatory field. Send Karnataka. So optional means white background. You may enter, you may not enter. That is an optional entry. Then display. Display means it just displays. Let's say which field we can select for display purpose. Fax number. So I know fax nobody uses nowadays, so I just wanted to mark it as display only. Check how it works if I mark fax as display. So see, this has 3 pages. These are not the only field list. Come down, check fax. You don't have fax. You might be having it, but with different name. Fax, no fax. So check other field like district in address tab. Okay, you don't have it. So let's say time zone. I can mark time zone as display entry. So for that also I have to find field here. Go to second tab, second page, time zone. So I mark it as display. Now save it. Now open it in HD02. The time zone is display mode. You cannot enter value here, change or edit. Whatever is maintained earlier, that only works. So that is, see, I am not able to change anything. That is what your display means. So the use of account group here is, you can mark an account group as one-time account, so that can be used for retail customers, and you can suppress a field, or you can make a field as required. Okay, what is meant by suppress? If I have marked it as suppress, then this field will disappear from here. Okay, let's quickly explore that option as well. I'll make time zone as suppress. Okay, now if we go to XD02, see, time zone is not appearing now. That is what suppress means. Okay, you can mark a field for suppress if you don't want to display it in customer master. If you mark it as optional, then that is optional field, you can enter or you can leave it as blank. If you mark it as required field, then you have to enter it. If you mark it as display, it only displays, you cannot change the value. And the other use of account group is, you can remove a tab from displaying from customer master by suppressing all the fields available in that particular tab in account group. So these are the uses of account group. So any doubts, guys? We have only 10 minutes time now. We will end up this session. Okay. Any doubts in this section? If you don't have any doubts, we will close this. So you guys are available. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, we'll end up it.
Okay. Thank you, Prasad.
Thank you all. Thanks for your patience. Thank you. Bye-bye.